Hi everybody, David Paul here, and it is Friday evening, and we just kind of wanted to step in and show you everything, all the moving parts, everything we know, all the forecast models and numbers as they stand right now as we head into what we know is going to be a very cold outbreak next week, but what also may end up being an icy, sleety, and snowy outbreak as well. Are we really going to get 5 inches of snow in Houston on Monday night and Tuesday? Really? Well, most of the time, if I saw a model run like this, I would say probably not. But in this case, all the ingredients, the big picture ingredients that you have to get 5 inches of snow in Houston are actually coming together. The models consistently, run after run, putting all three things: the cold air, cold enough to support snow, the upper level support, a trough coming in for lift, and then you need moisture in place as well. Well, it looks like we're going to get a coastal low forming to sling the moisture in, and all those things coming together at the same time. A very rare event for Houston and Southeast Texas, but that's what the models are putting out. So let's get to it. Here's where everything stands. First of all, broad brush timing. The cold air arrives Sunday morning. Now, Saturday we'll get a north breeze, will be cool Saturday, but Saturday night into Sunday is when the really cold stuff comes in. The winter weather, this sleet and snow we're talking about, that would start Monday evening, Monday night, through the day on Tuesday. So Tuesday will be a weather impact alert day for sure, and so will Wednesday, because the precip will stop, but what's on the roads, if we get several inches of snow or sleet, we'll have the bridges and overpasses very icy and treacherous Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. That would be a morning where you would want to stay home if all of these parts do come together as the models are advertising. So where's the cold air right now? Right here, that's the leading edge of it. Arctic cold back behind the cold front. Denver, it's just knocking on the door. They're getting a little bit of snow up there in Denver tonight. Not a lot of moisture with this system yet. That will occur as it pushes south and it interacts with the moisture coming up off the Gulf of Mexico. These are temperatures as we go into Friday night. It's 14 in Bismarck, 16 in Billings, International Falls at 14, North Platte's below freezing at 30. So the weekend plays out like this. That front will actually help to give us a wind shift tomorrow afternoon. But again, the real surge of Arctic air arrives on Sunday. So Saturday ends up being a beautiful, cool day, and Sunday's very cold and windy as well. So this has implications for the marathon. Chevron Houston Marathon, huge outdoor event, right in time for the cold air to come in. So it's going to be very windy and very cold for the marathon. Volunteers, runners, spectators, bundle up. 30s through the morning. North wind at 15 to 25, we'll have it feeling like it's in the 20s all morning long when that wind blows. So, if I was running in this marathon, I would have a gaiter that I could pull up over my face to cover my nose and mouth. And not just running, if I was watching or volunteering, something to pull up over the face, definitely some sort of a beanie, a hat. You lose a ton of heat through your head, so if you can control that, you can really stay warm with a hat on. If I'm running, a couple of layers, maybe a layer I can pull off after about mile 5 or so. Yeah, in my dreams. And then I'd probably go shorts with long socks. I know a couple of runners who are going to tuck some heaters into their socks, their long sock, those little chemical heaters you can put in there, the packets. And then obviously something to make sure my hands are warm, my fingers stayed warm. All the little parts, the nose and the fingers and toes, are what really are susceptible to the cold. Now, where is this bitter cold air right now? Well, it's here. That's the slug of it right there. It's a big chunk, almost 40 below in Old Crow. Kuglucktuk's 11 below, but Yellowknife is 24. Now, it is significant, and it matters that the coldest of the air is not in Kuglucktuk, it's not in Churchill, it's here, it's further west. Why does that matter? If we're going to get the cold air here in Houston, it needs to stay further west so it can just kind of jam up against the Rocky Mountains and slide right down the Rockies into Texas. And that is the setup. If the coldest air was further east over here, we probably wouldn't be getting nearly as cold. But in this case, the cold air is further west, right over what they call the Klondike. And it's bottled up right now by the northern branch of the jet. Think of the jet stream as a wall, or in this case, it's like a cup. It's holding to the north, holding that cold air in place up here. But the jet stream trough is going to dip, and that is going to allow for the cold air to come south. So there's the dip in the jet. Look how it drives out of the north. So that's really going to push that cold air. It's going to give it momentum down the front range of the Rockies into Texas. There's something else going on. Can you see it? Cold air is in place. That's ingredient number one. Ingredient number two, we need upper level lift. We need a lifting mechanism to get the air to rise, to make clouds and precipitation if we're going to get snow. And we have that. Here's the other player. This is player number two. See this dashed line I've drawn in here? And you can see how the jet really makes a sharp trough there. That is an upper level low. That's an upper level trough. And that is going to create lift at the upper levels. So that moves right into East Texas over Houston as we head into Tuesday. So there's your lift. Cold air is in place, number one. Lifting mechanism at the upper levels is now in place. That would be ingredient number two that you've got to have. Now the third ingredient is moisture. You've got to have some moisture in the atmosphere to have anything to make rain or snow or sleet to fall. And we're going to get that. And the mechanism is this. A low pressure area is going to form off the coast of Texas. Counterclockwise rotation will rotate moisture off the Gulf, huge moisture source, and sling it back into southeast and south central Texas. So that's the third ingredient you need. Cold air, unusual to get it this cold this far south, but it's coming. Upper level lift coming, and the moisture to squeeze out in the form of sleet or snow. So you rarely get those coming together just right, but that's the way the models see it happening as we head into Monday night and Tuesday. So here's the American model. Monday late afternoon, sleet and snow beginning to fall west of Houston to Austin. We go into Monday 10 p.m., wide band of snow. It's got Houston getting into some sleet. We go into Tuesday morning, large area of sleet and snow. Most of it along and north of I-10, says this American model. Still sleety and snowy going into Tuesday afternoon. That's 2 o'clock in the afternoon Tuesday. And then it exits Tuesday evening. That's the American model. Now, that one had the heaviest snowfall a little further north. The European has been very consistent, run after run after run for the past several days, 4 in a row. The same outcome. Snow showers, flurries begin Monday evening. And then it has the snow band right across southeast Texas and south central Texas, Austin to San Antonio, right down I-10 into Houston. So this one puts the snow band right across the heart of Houston and southeast Texas. This is the European model. We go into Tuesday midday, still a good swath of snow. And then snow exiting by Tuesday evening. If we can get this to be almost all snow, that's great. Snow, it really doesn't stick to power lines. It can get heavy on some of the limbs, and it can bring some branches down, so it does present at least a slight power outage. But snow is much lighter in weight than ice. Also, snow doesn't make the roads nearly as icy, so snow would be the best outcome by far if we can get it to be snow. If there's any ice, that would make things much more treacherous out there. So how much snow? European, 5.5 inches on the latest run. I've seen runs over the past 24 hours that have put 7 to 8 inches of snow across the Houston area, which again would be like, no way, that's not going to happen. Except that in this case, as I just showed you, we have these 3 big ingredients. The 3 big players are all coming together right at the same time. Low pressure at the surface over the Gulf, bringing in the moisture. Cold air in place, cold enough to snow below freezing, and upper level lift with an upper level trough. You rarely get the 3 legs of the stool coming in just like that for a Houston snow, but that's what the models are advertising. Ice. So at the moment, it looks like mostly snow, but there could be some ice accumulation as well, especially further south. We've got as much as 1/10 of an inch of ice. You really got to get to 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice accumulation to start having power outage issues. Anything above 1/2 inch really makes widespread power outage issues issues. So we're watching those totals carefully, but at the moment, the models and the atmospheric profile is that supports mostly snow and maybe some sleet and not so much freezing rain or ice. That's the snowy part of it. Let's talk about the temperatures. So Sunday morning, near freezing, windy, cold. Sunday afternoon, we get above freezing, 42. We go into Monday morning and we're in the 20s. No snow or sleet yet. We're dry through Monday morning. Monday afternoon, we get above freezing, but not by much. And then as we head into the evening, we drop back below freezing, and that's when the precipitation begins. So by Tuesday morning, if the models are all correct, we're getting sleet and snow, and it's 28 degrees. That's Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon, we don't get above freezing. That's the coldest day. So by 5 o'clock, the sleet and snow ends. That leaves ice on the ground, snow, sleet, and then skies are going to clear a little bit, and that is the perfect ingredient you need for radiational cooling and a cold, cold morning. So by Wednesday morning, that's the coldest morning. Hard freeze likely Wednesday morning, and you see the teens that the models are putting out. And notice how they're putting out the teens where the snow and ice has been heaviest, because that on the ground magnifies the cold overnight. So even the temperature models are grabbing onto the idea that we will have sleet and snow on the ground, maybe several inches of it, by the time we get to Wednesday morning, leading to this very cold morning. That will leave bridges and overpasses very vulnerable to ice and slippery spots. So travel may not be, even doable really in Houston the first half of Wednesday. We'll get above freezing Wednesday afternoon into the 40s. That should melt a lot of that by Wednesday afternoon, and then we'd be done with this whole event. Fun. So weather impact alert days for sure, Tuesday and Wednesday. Download the app, turn on notifications. You'll get all these updates right on your phone. KHOU 11 Plus on your smart TV. Just go to it anytime, and the latest complete long-form update will be there for you. And again, I'm giving it a 70% chance that this snow and sleet actually pans out for us. Wednesday, the impact alert is for the very, very cold temperatures in the morning and the icy roads possible. And then we go to 43 Wednesday afternoon, and we start to climb out of the freezer going into Thursday and Friday. And now you have everything as it stands right now as we head into the weekend. You want to make sure you cover up the exposed faucets outside your house, disconnect your hoses, cover up any exposed irrigation pipes. As long as you're home and you've got the heater running and you're living in your home, the pipes won't break, they'll stay warm enough. It's if the power goes out and you're not home and the pipes can drop below freezing because of an unheated home that we could have problems with pipes in homes and attics and that type of situation. That's where we stand. Update on KHOU 11 News at 10. And again, turn on notifications on the app, it's on your phone. KHOU 11 Plus updates are always there. Long-form weather updates as we head into this winter and snowy potential weather outbreak going into early next week.